gave us the power, so we He's showing out, that's why we
Okay.
Yo, we is back with another Not the Same Podcast sports show. Episode, I don't know, 21, I believe. 21. AT, describe, my brother.
Hey, it's been a minute. What's
been
good?
a minute,
what
brother, but I'm glad to
bro?
see you, brother. I'm glad
No
to see
doubt.
you. How you be? All right, man. Yeah, so we're back. Hagens, what's up, bro? Hagens in the building. We're back with another, like I said, another Not the Same Podcast sports show, and we are excited.
Episode 22.
Episode 22, and we are so excited because there's so much going on in sports. We had just all kind of stuff going on, you know what I mean? But before we get into all that, brother, how you doing? How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling Gucci over here, man.
Okay.
I'm feeling real good. Good.
I'm loving the STL hat over there, you know what I'm saying? With that lima bean green shirt, that boy getting it with that lima bean.
Yeah, a little bit, you know.
What I mean? What up, D? D got us right, 22. Thank you, D.
Yeah. Oh man.
AT say you good. See y'all approaching episode 100 tomorrow. Yes. And if y'all do not know, for our normal music and faith show, we are approaching our 100th episode, bruh.
You know it is here.
For our own self, I'm gonna give us one of these. You know what I mean? Hey, we stay here this long and we ain't got canceled. So on that, boy, we both got to get one of these. Praise the Lord. It may happen though. Just keep watching. You know what I mean? Keep watching. But yeah, man. And if you have not heard, we will have CHH artist, world-renowned Mr. Flame in the building tomorrow for an interview. But enough with all that. Brother Rob, I got a question for you.
Yeah, man.
When my computer starts doing it.
Okay. You have to let me know. Okay, we try it again. You know, this how you know we live in some one words. But hey,
live and computers trip. So I just do it. Somebody tell me what's pop. Slick, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Just James.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
Gang. Just James. What's poppin', brother? Been a couple of weeks. Couple of weeks for James in the scribe.
The computer got questions too. Absolutely, man. Mac got a lot of macking. Been doing some macking somewhere else or something. Been macking on some of these on these other things. Macking on this stream deck over here or something. All right, man. Let's get into it. This weekend, the NCAA, both men's and women's championships were completed. Kansas and South Carolina won the chip. They were great games. Both of them actually were great games, unless you was a UConn fan or you was a North Carolina fan. But the North Carolina fan was definitely a good game. North Carolina versus Kansas. Yeah, I see you.
You silly, Just James.
I ain't mad at you, though. All right, Rob. I know Rob is the brother with the stats. Let's go with Kansas.
Yeah, you know what it is,
brother.
Hey, let's go with the Kansas game. All right, so the Kansas Jayhawks beat North Carolina Tar Heels 72-69. Listen, man, this was a great game, hands down. Yeah, the Tar Heels took out my Duke Blue Devils. I'm not worried about all that. We'll talk about it later. But 72-69 with a historic comeback by the Kansas Jayhawks as they came back, man, from a 15-point deficit. They went on a 20-6 run. At halftime. They went on a 26 run in the second half to win Kansas' 6th overall national championship. And this is what I'm going to say about that. Heck of a job by Coach Self. Yes. Coach Self, heck of a job. In the pros game, the players was like, the coach was like, look, y'all been here before. And they was like, no, we haven't.
You've been here, coach, but not us.
but I thought it was so cool that he kept his cool. Yeah. And he was like, look, y'all been here before. This is just another game. And they saying to themselves, who this what we're talking to? We ain't never been here.
Right.
But they came back and they won, man. And man, just great game, man. Like, we couldn't have asked for nothing more than that.
Absolutely, man. I think they showed themselves well, but like my man Just James said, UNC blew it. They had that game. Now Kansas was very ultra talented, but what really happened was the big dude Baycock, I believe that's what his name was having a problem. And when he rolled his ankle at the end, I said they finna lose. It was right at the end, and I don't know if you seen that Sapruder tape or whatever of when he rolled his ankle, the floorboard moved up. I don't know who did that, but literally the floorboard moved up at that game, and then my man rolled his ankle again, and it was a wrap. You know what I mean? But what is so crazy about Kansas winning is that they got 4 level 1 violations against them. So they going to get this chip, and then he finna sit down for a year.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But, hey, get your chip. It is what it is.
And hopefully they don't do them like years past. You know, when they got violations, they suspend the chip or take the chip or it's a vacant chip that year.
Yeah, don't do
I hope
that.
they don't. I hope they don't do the kids like that, man. Like,
Yeah, man. They wouldn't have.
they wasn't there, and I'm gonna just say this, man, about that. Penalize the school and the coach and not the kids. They put their blood and sweat out there on the floor. Literally, you know, they out there and tears.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Because the loser's crying. You know, and rightfully
Right.
so. That's passion, man. That's passion at a whole different level. That's why I love this season. I'll talk more about that later, man. This time of season when it comes to basketball.
Absolutely. Now, for the South Carolina versus UConn, that was also a great game for the women. And, they got in UConn stuff. I'm just going to say it like that. The point guard, I can't remember little mama name. She like the brat, but
yeah, you talking about
she
Destiny
shut
Henderson.
Old girl down. Shut her
Destiny
down.
Henderson killing it.
Shut her down. Know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So what C is talking about, South Carolina, look, we've been pubbing this NCAA tournament all the way across. Like we was on men's and women's side since day one, and the NIT. Not the same podcast sports has been talking about. Watch the tourney. It's the best time to watch basketball. Yeah. South Carolina beat UConn 64-49 to win the women's chip. Now, what this did was South Carolina, South Carolina beat them, and UConn was 11-0 in championship games.
Right.
Not only did they win, Destiny Henderson, who my man C was talking about, had 26 points. Aaliyah Boston, subpar game, but she still had a double-double. They 11 points, 16 boards, and even though UConn made a run, every time they made a run, they put the clamps on them girls, man. Like, I'm talking about the deep Dawn Staley. Shout out to Dawn Staley, man. She becomes the first black coach in Division I history,
and boy,
men or women.
Clean. She was clean out there, too, boy.
She had the drip. She became the first black coach, men or women's side, to win multiple national championships in basketball. So shout out to Dawn Staley for not only beating Coach G, who was 11-0 in championship games, but she also made history, becoming the first black coach, male or female, to win multiple championships in the Division I NCAA basketball. Man, that's dope.
It's so dope. And what also is dope, like I said, you said Henderson had the Pure D clamps on the Paige Becker's girl. I believe that's what her name was. She got all the pub. I was hearing everything about her. And then I watched this game. I said, is she even good? Because Henderson was looking like, sign her to a WNBA contract today. Because she was balling. She was going through the whole
career high.
Three. What's
career
that?
High.
Yeah, career high on the biggest game of the season. So, man, big salute to her. Big salute to Dawn Staley. You know what I'm saying? Former player and former NBA assistant as well. Big salute to her. Big salute to her. You know what I mean? Because she is breaking the mold. Gino Auriemma has been running college basketball for years. Them, Stanford, and I think
Tennessee.
Louisiana Tech got in there a couple of times, Tennessee, but mainly it has not been nobody that looked like her to do that. So, man, that's a big respect.
Yeah, big respect. If you want to go down, to Coach G has 11 championships. Pat Summitt had 8, and then you have everybody with the 2, and you can add Dawn Staley to the 2 championships, and hopefully many more to come because she has proven. She is a hectified coach, man. Real talk.
She got one of the top recruiting class in women college basketball next year. So, yeah, she going to be back. Miss Winder said, I'm going to put this out here. Also, hats off to St. Peter's, a school no one had ever heard make it as far as they did. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Get out my soapbox, D. Get out my soapbox.
Also, next, Tiger Woods is back. Tiger Woods, y'all. Tiger Woods, y'all. Now, last year around this time, Tiger Woods was fighting for his life. He had a bad wreck in California. I think he went off the edge of a cliff, tore up his leg all kind of ways. Now he's back, and he's going to play in the Masters tomorrow. That is crazy.
Shout out to Tiger. It's been 17 events. I think 17 months since he's touched the golf course. He played around in Orlando with his son earlier this year. But Tiger is at the Masters. It would be so fitting for him to win because he has dominated this course. He has 5 master chips under his or jackets, if you will, under his belt, you know what I mean, or over his shirt, however you want to be politically correct. So if he does this, I'm happy because the media always like to get on athletes. I don't care white or black, but particularly, they like to get on athletes when they down. So I would love to see this be the comeback story for him to win the Masters this year, and nobody saw it coming. So that's what's up, man.
Tiger made everybody in America watch golf. made everybody interested. He moves the needle. Golf is not golf without Tiger Woods, period. You know what I mean? He's not the best. He don't have the most tournament wins ever. I believe that's Jack Nicklaus. But he's very close, and he moves the needle. Trust me, if he's in contention on Sunday, oh, brother, they're going to be breaking in ESPN. They're breaking 2 in the basketball games on Sunday if that man is in contention on Sunday. Know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I skipped one. I didn't even recognize it. Lakers get eliminated from the play-in. I threw this one in on you, Rob, but I don't think you need no stats for this. This is crazy. We're not going to go all the way in on this, but I'm just telling you, dog, you get a no. What is wrong with them? And they get a big one of these. Bruh, 3 top 75 players, and y'all can't even get to the play-in above the Pelicans and the San Antonio Spurs. Now, San Antonio is a respectable team. They still got Coach Pop, but the Pelicans with no Zion all year and CJ half the year. Come on, bro. That's just crazy.
I like what AT Describe said. He said the fact that the play-in option for the Lakers is even something to shoot for is a problem in itself. You're right.
That's big facts.
Because if you go back and look at our first show, Lakers and the Nets, I'm a Heat fan, and I thought it would mess around to be these two. And both of them right now, you know, and we'll get more into this. We're not gonna get too far into the Lakers because we got this going on later on in debate fuel.
Yeah.
But it's sad to see, and I got a little something for the debate fuel on why I feel like this happened. So yeah, they out of there. Gone fishing, as TNT say.
Gone fishing. Last thing, baseball opening day is tomorrow. We did not think this was going to happen because, about 3-4 weeks ago? 3-4 weeks ago, it was looking very scary for the MLB, but they're playing tomorrow. So, good day, man. It's a good day.
Yeah, real good day, real good. Hey, shout out to them One Words for getting it together. That's all I got to say.
Yes, thank you. Just put your pride aside and play. There are baseball fans. I'm not a great one, but I like it when it's going on. You know what I mean? Especially in this city of St. Louis, man.
Repping the cards, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I rep the city with the birds on the bat. That's not on Rob's hat, but you get it. That was bars too, freebie. All right, man, let's get to this soapbox segment.
Soapbox.
All right, this here is what we call our soapbox segment where me and Rob go in for 2 minutes. You'll see a timer like this on whatever we want to go in about. A lot of times it's sports segment. Sometimes with me, I'm just talking about whatever. Whatever. Yeah, salute to the Redbirds, but that's it. They connected to the Cardinals. Or I go 2 minutes. We both go 2 minutes on whatever we want to go off on about. And when it's over, you hear this. Traditionally, I always let my brother Rob go first, and I'm going to keep the tradition alive because I'm a Brown brother. Rob, you ready?
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I'm ready, brother.
Let's get it.
All right. As the NCAA tournament, men and women's, as well as the NIT, have crowned their champions, I want to take the time to really give players, coaches, and media outlets their just due for the great job that they did and the quality of basketball being played over the month of March. Xavier beat Texas A&M 73-72 in the Garden to win the NIT championship. San Diego State won the women's NIT championship. Shout out to them. We had a Cinderella story in St. Peter's out of New York, a 15 seed advancing further than any other 15 seed ever did in NCAA history, beating powerhouses such as Kentucky, Purdue, before seeing their season come to an end against the Tar Heels. Yeah. The run propelled their coach to get a coaching job at Seton Hall. Shout out to him. Yeah. The Kansas Jayhawks won their 6th overall national championship as the school overcame the largest deficit in NCAA history with a 15-point comeback. South Carolina's Gamecocks head coach Don Staley made history, becoming the first black head coach in history to win multiple titles in D1 basketball, men or women. I said this, but I want to give her her flowers in my point. My point in it today is NCAA basketball has something on every level to ensure that the nation sees its athletes highlighted and celebrated, rightfully so, for all the work they put in during the season. Salute to the NCAA for showing off both collegiate, professional sports, how tournaments, play-ins, and equal opportunity, regardless if you're a powerhouse or not, how it really should be done in order for people to be on an even playing field to see a true national champion within the NCAA ranks, man. I know I stopped early, but shout out to NCAA basketball. I've been saying this all year. Football. It don't have to be the powerhouses to get the ratings, man. It don't have to be that. That's why you got the St. Peter's coming out of nowhere. This is what we live for. If you are a basketball fan, the Cinderella story. Does it bust up your brackets? Yeah, all bust up. And my last 4 seconds, I only had Duke going to Sweet 16, so it wasn't an upset that they lost in the Final Four.
What is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? All right. I'm going to go in on similar topic, but I'm not going to be positive. So shout out to the NCAA for finishing a great March Madness. It was awesome. It was very, very good. Upsets, everything. St. Peter's, he elevated, like Rob said, to become a better coach, to Seton Hall, his alma mater. All that is great. This is my problem with the NCAA. I am a fan of the Memphis Tigers, University of Memphis Tigers, right? University of Memphis Tigers got into the playoffs, took Gonzaga to the end, showed very well. You know what I mean? But the NCAA and the powers that be do not like my coach, Penny Hardaway. You know why? Because he's loud and he's brash and he didn't come up the right way. He didn't sit on somebody's bench and beg somebody to get a job for 10 years. He was an AAU coach, but he had a connection to players. When you understand about the NCAA and basketball, if you got a connection to players, you can get a job. But because my man had a big mouth and he messed up, he did something wrong, he is being got a sanction from the NCAA. What he really got sanctioned for was helping James Wiseman move from Nashville to Memphis, Tennessee. But check this out, Rob. 3 to 4 years before he was the Memphis coach, which means he wasn't the Memphis coach. But the NCAA is deciding to put sanctions on him when he wasn't the coach. You know why? Because he's allowed one word, and we don't like that. He sit on the side with Prada on and Gucci and all that, and we don't like the way he's stepping up. And then they made James Wiseman disqualified for the season after they previously cleared him for the season, and they told him 3 days before the season started. And because Memphis had the audacity to try to fight, now they're going to get slammed with 4 sanctions. Now, here's the irony. Kansas just won. They have 5 sanctions of getting in trouble. And they got Bill Self on tape saying, I made a good deal for a player. NCAA, fix it. And I know I went wrong. And it's not just them. Also LSU. Also, remember we did the thing about Will Wade? Yes. It's trash, brother.
That boy Wade in the water now. He gone.
On that note, debate fuel.
Down in the bayou. Thanks, bro.
I know, Glenn. I had a little passion about that one, man. That's my team, man, and I hate the hypocrisy of the NCAA.
That's his teammate.
I mean? That's my team, dog. That's my team. Anyway, dog. Let's get into what we're gonna get into, man. This is I love this one, what we about to get into. But this is the Debate Fuel segment. We go 5 minutes back and forth on subjects, and you see the timer, and when it's over, you hear the buzzer, just like that. And our first subject tonight, let me stop the timer right quick, but our first subject tonight is this, Rob.
Yeah,
it's a great one. The Lakers are horrible. Hold on. But whose fault is it? The Lakers
hey, that
are
one word
horrible.
over there, y'all. He didn't even want to be there, cuz.
Right. The Lakers are horrible. But whose fault is it? Let's go, Rob.
Honestly, I'm a truly blame injury.
Yeah.
If you look at the big 3, man, they only played 16 games together. And I don't care how good you are. If you only play 16 games from day 1 to now, you're not getting any chemistry in the NBA. This is not, and you could say, well, Kyrie different. Kyrie is a true point guard. Russ is not a point guard. So if you give LeBron the ball,
for this, brother. Keep going.
Even if you give LeBron the ball to facilitate, Russ ain't popping no jumper. Anthony can't pop it. I'm talking about Carmelo right now. Anthony can't pop a jumper unless he hot. And Mr. Glass, I mean, if he land wrong,
it's his bass.
If you land wrong, you know what? Like Anthony Davis, and I like him. I feel like he's talented. I feel like he should be way better than what he is. But he's always been injury prone, and I know our bodies sometimes can't hold up. But this is what I'm gonna say. that brother be having baseball type injuries.
Mm-hmm.
He has a left cuticle. He's gonna be out on the injury reserve for 3 months. Go ahead,
All right.
C.
All right, I'm so glad, brother. I am so glad. This is gonna be a real debate feud. I am
Let's
so glad
Let's get it, 'cause I got more.
that you said that they only played 16 games together, right?
Yeah.
So Denver has a big three, which is Jokic, also Murray, and what's my light-skinned man, woke guy? I can't remember his name, but you know what I'm talking about. The third member of the team. How many games they played together this year?
Whoa, brother, who the third member?
Of Denver. The light-skinned cat with the jumper.
You got Aaron
No,
Gordon.
they got Murray and they got one more dude. I can't remember the dude's name.
They got. You talking about Porter Jr.?
Y'all tell me
Jr.?
inside the chat. What?
Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. Porter Jr.
Okay.
Jokic and Murray. They have 0 games played together. But one team ain't in the play-in, and the other team ain't in the play-in because they're above the play-in. What's their excuse? Okay. I'll take it home. My team has, we'll say, a big three.
Okay.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Okay.
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
And my man, Ja Morant. How many games they played together? Like 3 or 4? One team didn't make it to the play-in. Another team is the 2 seed in the NBA.
Okay.
I refuse to believe it's injuries. What it is that it's bad chemistry. They could have played all the games and they wouldn't have been as good because it's a trash team and they old and washed up. But I will step aside and let you give your point, brother. Go ahead, sir.
I'm glad you named your squad and them other squads, and this is the reason why.
Okay.
You cannot win a championship predicated on 4 players, 4 older players. Mm-hmm. The rest of the teams, Grizzlies has depth. Phoenix has depth. Miami has depth. Denver has depth, and they showed it. Mm-hmm. After them 4, Melo, Westbrook, Anthony, LeBron.
Yep.
Who, Monk? Come on, Monk.
Dunn? Who is Dunn?
None. This ain't the church. We don't need no nuns and monks. We need players. So,
I give it to you, my guy. I don't even want to argue.
So when you look at it from that standpoint, see, every team you name, they have debt.
Yeah.
They were predicating their whole season, and I'm so glad you said that. They predicated their whole entire season on 4 players, and then just said, you know what? They're so good, it don't matter who we put with them. And you know what they did? They looked just like the Lakers did a repeat. They front office didn't learn. They did a repeat with the Shaq, Kobe, Karl Malone, Gary Payton thing. Remember that? Did not work. Did not work.
But here we go. That still doesn't prove that injuries was the fault. You know whose fault it was? Rob Pelinka and LeBron James. Because Magic Johnson said he had the deal wrapped up for DeMar DeRozan, and they didn't take it. He had a deal wrapped up for Buddy Hield and the point guard from Sacramento, and them dummies didn't take it. And they decided to get Russell Westbrook, and they got the fruit of their labor. You mean we had the show last night, sowing and reaping. They sowed idiocy, and they reaped idiocy.
Brother, put up my sis comment. Because I promise you, I used this joke when we was in Vegas with my family. Put up my sis comment. Bad chemistry will have your pH and everything else.
And you know, I got to get my wife. That's it, fam. I'm just
drop
saying.
the mic on that. Hey, sis, we are truly one in the same when it comes to these jokes, bro. I told my uncle his pH balance was off in Vegas, and she just said it. That proves it.
Lord help us. It's hot down here, man. Hold on. All right, we got to go to the next subject.
Hilarious, bro. That got to be a November thing, sis.
Did you have to stuff about the draft?
Back. Yeah, about the draft. Yeah, I got stuff about the draft, man. Come on, man. This is what we do. This is what we do.
All right, man. But the next one, we just gonna go in. I'm gonna say Rob gonna win this anyway. Who will be number one? Who will be the number 1 drafted quarterback in the NFL season? Who will be the number 1 drafted quarterback in the NFL season? Mr. Davis, let's go.
Well, I
got
can't
some
tell
ideas
you
though.
I can't tell you who's gonna be number 1, but Mr. I'm Back is back off of a team, and they are looking to. they looking at Malik.
Well, I almost spit out my water.
They looking at Malik Willis out of Liberty with the 6th overall pick. So
Yep.
looking at that, then you got Kenny Pickett out of Pitt going to the New Orleans Saints for the 18th overall pick. You got Matt Howell out of North Carolina with the 32nd pick, probably Detroit going after him. And after the type of season Detroit had, my mans could probably step in and be the starter from day one because it ain't going to be no big difference with the quarterback they had last year. And it was one more, I think. I said Sam Howell, Matt Carroll out of Ole Miss. The Titans might pick him up at the 22nd. Now, if what's his name? Tannehill? Is it Tannehill? Jason?
Yeah. Tannehill. For the Titans.
Isn't he like in his 3rd or 4th year?
It don't matter. He's in his choke year because last year he choked up everything. He messed it up for the Titans. Titans had a chance. I am not a Titans fan, although I'm from Tennessee. I'm not a Titans fan, but he messed it up for them. So it's time to try something else. Now, my opinion, who I think the first quarterback that will be drafted will be Malik Willis from Liberty University. He's very, very nice. He got a lot of talent. You know what I mean? He has a lot of talent. Nah, Glenn, we didn't hear what they said to Deshaun Watson. Put it in the chat. Let us know. But, yeah, he has a lot of talent. He's a very versatile, very, very versatile quarterback. Also, here's the sleeper for me. My man, Matt Corral. I know you said Carroll, but it's really Matt Corral out of Ole Miss.
From Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's a gunslinger. Brett Favre-ish, so to speak. He let that ball go. He throw it down the field. I think he could be good. Tennessee needs something like that. They got a conservative quarterback, and when he tried to be non-conservative, you saw what happened. They went home, right? So you need somebody that can actually throw it past 25, 30 yards, you know what I mean? But Malik Willis is the most dynamic one I've seen. My man threw about 60 yards and some shorts the other day when he did his pro day. Like, he's serious.
Yeah, he's serious. And then he kind of follows that. You got to understand the front office still know the blueprint. Cam wasn't always the way Cam was. I honestly think mentally is the reason why Cam went downhill when they lost that Super Bowl, all the black backlash. When when you get going for being praised all your life up here and then all of a sudden you the worst, it can mess you up, your psyche up. So for Malik Willis to come in out of Liberty, that's kind of that same type of level of play. You know what I mean? He's not as big as Cam, I don't believe, but he still has it. And I don't care if you could throw 60 yards or not. Are you accurate? That's where the problem come in at. You can sling it all day long, but what, you're going to be like Prescott? Because he can throw, but after 25, it's over. Go ahead.
But Willis can do something with his feet, too, and that's the thing. He's a black quarterback.
Okay.
Most black quarterbacks can. Not all of them, but a lot of black quarterbacks can move with his feet, too. Now, just James saying not a Corral fan because he's small and injury-prone. He has skills, but I don't know. Yeah, he's not – I think he's like 6 foot, which means he's probably 5'11" in real life.
Right.
My thing for Malik Willis, I think, and this will make Just James happy, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers is going to move up to get Malik Willis. Think of somebody like that with Mike Tomlin that can get groomed by a real coach. It's going to be nice. Now, he had Big Ben for years. Young Big Ben could run a little bit. He wasn't fast, but he was hard to take down. If you remember back in the day, Big Ben didn't always throw. He used to run a lot back in the day because he's just such a big boy. He came out of, I believe he came out of Miami or Ohio. That means, boy, I've been around a while. I remember him in college. That boy was nasty. Big Ben was. But anyway, AT the Cry said Cam went down here with them outfits. That was a sign of going.
Facts, my guy. That's hey, you know what? You might got something. You might have something, Scrap. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Russell Westbrook did the same thing.
He's gonna be all right this year, though. Glenn Murray, he had brought up about my man Watson. He said judges forcing him to testify about the 19 women that are supporting him, meaning what happened during those massage sessions. Listen, man, I heard some of the testimony of him when he was in court. Oh, this man a freak, man. He got some issues, dog. Like, he couldn't even lie good. You know what I mean? that man, like, he was in court getting a massage. You know, like they got the little bar up on him. Somebody was massaging him right up there in court. That man just...
Right. And I told her to hit my inner thigh. And that was it.
Wife, you say nuts. Hey, that man crazy, dog. Like, anyway, it's a shame. Right, that's what was getting massaged. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, one more time. On to the next subject. Y'all stupid sis, wifey, you was silly. All right, now we're going to something that Rob is not going to be happy about. But Tar Heels
Yeah.
lost the chip, but was beating Coach K in the last game enough for them. Was beating Coach K in Coach K's last game, what I'm talking about, was that enough for them? Let's go in, Rob. Since you're a Duke fan, I know you got a great perspective on this. Go ahead, brother.
I will say this, yes. Them and this is the reason why. This rivalry is something fierce. They like 3 miles. Me and Ump went up, and we got a chance to get to a Duke game right before the pandemic. They played Pitt. They're right up the street from each other, like literally. You know what I'm saying? This is
like 8 miles away. Like very close.
Like the point when they won that game, that last game of the season, at Duke, bro, it gave them so much momentum that it propelled them through the entire tournament. They felt like they could do no wrong, and then when they beat them in the Final Four, like great game. They did what they did. It was a close game. We lost. We gave it away. Coach Knight said it best. You got free throws and you got foul shots. We shot a bunch of foul shots. They free throws when you make them. And
Right.
we lost and they won. And I think to them that was their championship, because when they got up on Kansas, they shrunk back. They shrunk back big time, and then they started trying to play hero ball in the injury.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was their championship.
Mhm.
And regardless of them losing the national championship,
Yeah.
true North Carolina fans, you know what they saying right now? Hey, we beat Duke. That's all that matters to us. You know what I'm saying? They sad, but they beat Duke twice in the season. That's big.
I actually agree with you, not being a North Carolina fan or a Duke fan. I know you are. I think that was their Super Bowl, so to speak.
Yeah.
Now, I think the fact that they beat Duke on Coach K's last game at Cameron Indoor Arena, that set them off and propelled them into the NCAA March Madness.
First the ACC tournament, then
I think it gave them
NCAA,
all the momentum they needed, right? But in that championship game, this is what happened. Hubert Davis is a new coach. This is his first season, and he got out coached. Now, that's nothing to be upset about. He was facing another championship winning coach, and what he didn't do is what Bill Self did, and that was make adjustments. They was running them out. Two problems I think they had in that game. Number one, everybody was injured. Number two, you did not play your backups. He played 6 players. They were so wore out, somebody literally threw up on the floor. You remember that? He literally threw up because he was exhausted. Play your bench. Look, dog, y'all don't get scrubs at North Carolina. Get somebody out there to just go up there, take up some fouls, get them boys some rest. But whatever. Hey, they lost the joint.
Yeah. No, they lost it, and you're right. I mean, that was their championship. If you look at the celebrations, like if you look at the celebration when they won, because you got to understand, my man Hubert is North Carolina alumni. They hate Duke that. Like they hate Duke. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
But that was his championship, because as a new head coach, you beat the GOAT twice.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that was big for him. And shout out to Hubert Davis, man.
Shout out. Respect.
Low key, I know I'm a Duke fan, but to have seen him won that national championship on his first, like they beat Duke. Flat out, they beat Duke. If they would have won, I would have had to salute that man just for being the first head coach. But for being the first year head coach, but he got out coached. And like you said, my man was heaving. Like he was on the ground for about 5 minutes throwing up, bro, because they was dehydrated and just tired.
Play your bench, man. But one other thing I like about Hubert Davis, he is a non-closet believer, and I respect that. And he's talking about he will hope he can share the benefits of his faith with his players. He's not going to push it on him, but he want to be a light to them. So I respect that, too, about him. But the last thing about that game, man, look, I was so happy for North Carolina. They had an STL player I didn't know nothing about. He went to Christian Brothers High School down the street right over there off 64. I drive past it all the time. I didn't know nothing about him. But, dude, I saw him tweet, hey, I did this for STL. I was rooting for him because he's from the area. My man shot him out the game. Bro, you thought you was MJ or something, fam. Like, why you shooting so much? He was shooting too much, and the tall redhead dude that got concussion but kept playing wouldn't shoot it enough because he's the killer, I think. The tall redhead dude they had.
Hey man, that tall redhead dude, the 20-year senior, bro. That's a grown man.
I mean,
My man.
hey, y'all know he literally played with Trae Young at Oklahoma. This is no fallacy. This is real. That man played with Trae Young. So he probably got a couple grays in his beard like me, dog.
Yeah. My dude's supposed to be in the G League somewhere. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on with my guy. All right, man. Last subject we gonna get into the night. Hold on, let me. I'm hiding stuff. Let me hide my stuff. All right, my bad. Here we go. NBA play-in tournament is almost here. Is this still a good thing? One more time. NBA play-in tournament is almost here, but is this still a good thing, Mr. Davis? Let's go.
Man. I get into if it started and who's all in it. Let me tell you what the NBA tournament is all about. The play-in tournament.
Don't tell the truth.
Because it's crazy because it's like the winner of the 10 and 9 seed plays the loser of the winner of the 11-12 seed the 11-12 play the 10 and 9 winner to get 7th and 8th. Something along those.
No, it's the 10 and 9. It's the 7 and 8 play and the 10 and 9 play. The winner of the 7 and 8 becomes the 7 seed. The loser plays the winner of the 9 and 10. And
they become the 8th seed.
Right.
This is all about those teams. You know, when you got that good up and coming superstar, such a let's just say Melo, if he was low, or if Zion he was low. It's about getting them in and honestly bouncing back from COVID. Like, if you want to think about it, because they lost a lot of money, man. They trying whatever they possibly can do. What the people saying, bro? What do you say over there?
Let me go back up. AT, my brother, he said, I don't like it. Playing is nothing but a ticket seller. This is true.
Yeah,
and he said
money.
It's the consolation tournament. It's just like the CIBC or whatever the NIT.
Yeah.
Hagen say, I say get rid of the play-in. It was cool for the bubble, but it's just annoying now. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with
Glenn
you.
Murray says in my Hulkamania voice, no, brother. Throw that mess out. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Just James, not a fan of the play-in. It's like rewarding mid-teens with an opportunity. All they got to do is win the game and move up. Not a fan. Yep.
I'm absolutely with it. With that being said, if it started, go ahead, see, and then I'll say if it started today.
You can finish. Go ahead, brother.
Now, if it started today, it would be Pelicans versus Spurs. When they're playing the loser of the Timberwolves versus Clippers for the 7th and 8th seed.
Yep.
Over in the East, it would be Hawks and Hornets when they're playing the loser of Cavs versus Nets for the 7th and 8th seed. And that's how it would go.
I've said this before, but if you have never seen this, the whole play-in tournament was created in the bubble to get a former Duke player, Zion Williamson, into the playoffs. That's why it was created. Because Zion is such a big star when he came in. And Zion is awesome, dog. I ain't going to hold you, fam. He is awesome. He's very great. But he's also too big. And them knees get to hurt. But it was totally created to get Zion in. And they did all that. And Zion didn't get in that year. Matter of fact, Zion's team has never got in. Now, they may get in this year, but it won't be because of him. It's going to be because of C.J. McCullough and my man Brandon Ingram. It's going to be because of them. But the whole tournament was created because of that. Now, does it get ratings when there's great teams in there? Yes. Let's see what happened this year. There's no Lakers going to be in there. Lakers is a big TV mover. Trash as they are, people love the Lakers. But it's going to be, like Rob said, the Clippers. Nobody liked the Clippers. Not the Nuggets. The Clippers, the Timberwolves.
Yep. Spurs and
Pelicans. Not popular teams. It's not. They'll get rid of it in about 2 years. If the Lakers or no other big team is in there, they're going to get rid of it. It was big last year. You know why? Because the Lakers and Golden State was in there. And they got put out by mine. But anyway, that's why it was big last year. Because it was these big names in there. This year ain't those big names.
Right.
And I think it's unfair. I think it's unfair for a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves. Had one of their best seasons in years. And they can mess around and lose because of this.
In the play-in. Yep.
Right. Oh, just because Paul George creeped his butt back 2 weeks before the season over, and all of a sudden they go for a middling bad team to a pretty good team. That's unfair.
Yeah.
But go ahead,
Yeah.
man.
No,
I ain't gonna
I'm
take all
with
the
you. I
time.
mean, no. You didn't do it. I think you was right on. You was right on point. And looking at this, like, who wants to watch the Pelican and Spurs play? Not me. Timberwolves and Clippers. I like Edwards. Don't
No,
get me wrong. Anthony Edwards a beast.
he a
Carl
beast.
Anthony Town. He's soft as puppy poo, but he a good player.
Yeah,
And if Kawhi Leonard or whatever come out, it's like you said. They had the best season of their of his young career, and
absolutely.
it may be all taken away by one game. You know
That's
what I mean?
trash,
Like
man.
that, I don't like it. And then on the other side, you got Nets and Cavs, and you got to think about this. The Nets could be put out if my
Mm-hmm.
man Jared Allen wouldn't have got hurt. The Cavs a problem with Jared Allen. They're a
Absolutely.
problem
And
without him.
then they rookie that's very good got hurt too recently. And that's what messed him out,
Yeah.
Mobley.
So yeah, we'll see. It's a money getter, like Scribe said, man. We all know what it is. It's about trying to get that Kobe bread back.
Yep. I will say this as a closing remark, man. I think they need to get rid of it. It's trash because, like I said earlier, it is totally unfair for a team like the Minnesota Timberwolves or even the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have had outstanding seasons. These coaches and got extensions and everything off this great season, and they're going to mess around and get put out over this bum trash idea. You know what I'm saying? To get somebody that's not playing into it. You know what I'm saying? They'll get into it this year. He'll probably try to walk on out there, and that's trash too, in my opinion. But anyway, man, let's get into the one word of the day before we get on up out of here, brother. But yeah, it's trash. Trash. Hold on, I lost my buttons, brother. Hold on, here we go. This one word. No.
Of the day.
All right, the one word of the day. Before I go into this, let me see what Hagen said. I do think it's good to see some fresh faces in the finals other than the Warriors and LeBron. I agree with that. Wifey says basura equals trash in Espanol. Facts. All right, so the one word of the day is the NFL. Here's why. Now, they always trash all the time. Let me get a picture for them. You know what I'm saying? They trash all the time, but this is a very bad reason. Now, Rob, recently had some of his soapboxes over, talking about the treatment of women and stuff like this. But let me read this to you, what's going on with the NFL presently. As of today, the NFL warned to improve treatment of women workplace culture by Attorney General of 6 states. 6 different states. They getting on their head about this. You know what I'm saying? The Attorney General, I'm going to read this just for a little bit. The Attorney Generals of 6 states have written to the NFL. Commissioner Roger Goodell expressed a concern over the league's treatment of women employees and admonishing him for the lack of improvement to the league's workplace culture. Without improvement, the Attorney Generals warned of a potential legal action. Look, dog, you got to get a slap of the wrist or get fussed at by the government's on high for you not to recognize you treating women bad. It is a good old boy, and the best way I say this, if you seen them old court pictures where the people had the wigs on, those looking folks running the NFL. It's trash, man. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, it's just the NFL. We said this when we talked about, we've gotten on the NFL for the minority thing and not hiring black coaches or whatever the case may be. And the NFL knows they're a true powerhouse. They bring in the big bucks. That's why no other American sport wants to be on while they
At
are
the same
on.
time.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Think about this. The NFL, I think, got a 3 or 4 day draft, and people are watching it. The ratings are through the roof for every round. And until those older traditions, if you will, die off, and the more young, equal opportunity young owners come in, or whatever the case may be, you're not going to see that change of diversity like everybody really want to see. And that's just the truth. And I hate to say it, I ain't saying I want all of them to die. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But I'm saying until that reign is over, you can't bring in new change, because the powers that be, the billionaires, good old boy system, they don't want nothing to change. It's been working that long.
If you watching what Hagen said, AT describes, now it makes sense why the NFL implemented the Rooney Rule for hiring women and minorities for offensive coach positions. Think about that. Think about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a shame, man. NFL got so many problems, and they would never really get judged because they make so much money. And the people that are in power got old money. You know, I'm talking in code, but y'all just want to catch it. The old money people are the ones in power. And a lot of times, old money people ain't going to smack or get rid of the old money people. They're going to work together.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Just it's so many problems. Like the women. Now, my man for the Washington Commanders, that owner,
Snyder.
that man, remember we talked about probably a month ago, he had like a video that he was giving to his partners where the cheerleaders was changing, and my guy walked up to the door with his little man in his hand. Like, bruh, like what is happening? What is happening, man? Like, these are women. Treat them with respect, man. Like, this, it's trash, man. Like, he say the NFL is virtue signaling. Like, we'll see what they really do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna have to, if you stop the money, you'll get some change. But who gonna stop the money? That's the question.
Yeah. It's that age old, like when the Kaepernick stuff popped off, and people, I'm boycotting the NFL. Let me explain something to y'all. Every black person in America could boycott the NFL, and that mug's still gonna make billions because you're a minority.
Much money.
They ain't losing. They ain't losing that. You want to know why? Because they looking at it like this. Y'all buying the cheap seats anyway. Hey, hear what I'm saying? Like, think about this. Super Bowl tickets go for no less than 5 stacks. I ain't giving nobody 5 rack stacks, whatever, however you want to say it. I'm not giving that much money to go sit my tail at a game when I can get hashtag angles from home. You know what I mean? But guess what? You see families, whole families at the Super Bowl. And I ain't talking about players' family. I'm talking about regular blue collar, whatever people who have bank filling them arenas, man. They fill in the arenas. You know what I'm saying? It's until that old regime is gone, it's gonna continue to be this way. And that's just the facts that we got. It's sad, but it just is what it is. Y'all can stop watching. I'm not. I'm gonna still watch it, because if that's the case, if I'm a boycott everything that's offensive to whether it be black people, Mexican, whatever race, or the whatever, guess what? Y'all might as well start watching every sport out there. Not too long ago, NBA had it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, come on.
D says true. I'm up in the nosebleed section.
And that seat was about 3-4.
Right. Hager say, nah, we're gonna kick it at Super Bowl parties. They can keep them expensive seats until I got it to blow. Yeah, man. Like, think about this. Right. Now, me and Rob, me and you had conversations, and I said, hey, look, I got to get to an NBA All-Star game. We ain't never had no conversation about going to an NFL Super Bowl. Never. Not one. It ain't even crossed my mind, bro. Now, as media
passes.
Now we get that media pass, you know what I'm saying? They're not the same, but the MTMV, hey, let's get it.
Let's go, fam.
But I ain't coming out of my pocket for it, no sir. Now I come out of my pocket for some All-Star game tickets, for real. I do that. They saving their money for next year, for saving money now for next year's Super Bowl. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And let me tell you something. Absolutely. I have one of my officers who, and I'm not gonna say her name on here, but I have one of my officers who every year she goes to big sporting events, whether it be Kentucky Derby, whether it be Indianapolis 500. Yeah. She does overtime. I mean, she goes in so she can go to Kentucky Derby, and them ain't no cheap seats. You know what I mean? Just whatsoever. to see the horses do their laps,
running in circles.
Or lap,
right?
Like singular. But my point is, they already saving their money so they can go ahead and do what they need to do, man.
And I will say this: no hate to nobody for doing that. That's your choice.
No, not at all.
If you want to do that, because listen, that's nothing that's important to me. It is important to me for me to I want to go to one NBA All-Star game, and I'm gonna go. Yeah. You know,
they messed us up though. They messed it. COVID hated on us for a lot of things, bro. But COVID also brought not the same podcast.
This is true. And one thing COVID did gave not the same podcast a little bit more time to get our chips together. So go to this All-Star game, because it ain't cheap neither. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's all good, man. The NFL, man, you the one word of the day, man.
Yeah, man. And
y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve it. All right, Rob.
Hey, have you ever thought, I really enjoy what these guys are doing with this podcast? How can I help support them? How can I be a blessing to them? You can be a blessing to us by hitting that Cash App sign. Cash sign, not the same podcast. You can go to our website, notthesamepodcast.com/support, or you can do what Sia's about to show you now. You can hit that notification, that like, that subscribe, all that good stuff. I joke about it all the time. Share it. Share it in the many Facebook posts and groups that you in. Let them know these one words are on. And by the way, check this out. Tomorrow, you can support us by tuning in for our 100th episode. Man, we've been doing it. We started this at the height of the pandemic. That's why I said COVID did do one thing. It brought me and my brother together to create Not the Same Podcast.
Absolutely.
It started off faith, sports, and music. We realized we need to separate them. A Bible study has birthed in this thing, and we continue to sow seeds and sow into our ministry. And we want to thank everybody. I know I'm a little early, and this is just episode 22 of the sports. But if we made 100 on the regular, 100 coming for the sports, 100 coming for the Bible study, we in this to win it, man. And we being faithful for everybody who has supported us. We thank y'all for y'all prayers. And that's how you can support these one words. Just tune into our mugs every time you see us get on. That's the best way to say it.
Every time. And and like Rob said, we really appreciate everyone, man. So tomorrow night, 100th episode, we have a special guest, Mr. Flame, artist named Flame from St. Louis. He doesn't reside here now, but he's born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. So we need y'all to slide through. Tell your people tomorrow. We want to make this a very big show. It's our 100th show. It's going to be a party, but I want a lot of people in the building. Let some people know about this tomorrow. Please do. For us. For your one words. You know what I mean? If you love what we're doing or what we've been doing, man, show up for the party tomorrow night. You know what I mean? 6 o'clock sharp. Great interview with the homie Flame. And, hey, we're going to turn up tomorrow night. All right?
Yeah, man.
With that being said, I'm C. Micah.
I'm Rob Redeem.
We're going to see y'all tomorrow night, and we out.
Christ lives in us, so we gave us the strength, so we gave us the power, so we